here, and today what we're gonna go through is our XPAY feature where you can enable native payments. So that means it's not the option of redirection like web, but it is basically your native application which wants to do payments from the native application. So that's what we're going to look into today. So basically, first thing what we're going to cover is few lines of code to enable the payment part. So I'll actually show you the Android application, which is a sample application, and in that we are going to add or we're just going to walk through the code that is going to be used for for adding the XPay native payments. And then we are going to look at the experience on the real device, and we'll also quickly check on the server side transaction. Yeah, so said that, let me quickly get started. So this is my code in the Android where I have my app, which is basically provided by the merchant or made by the merchant, and in that I have the, sorry, I think let me just turn off my alerts. Yeah, okay, in that I have my main activity, and inside that basically what I'm going to do is I need to pass the context as well as the various other attributes. So let's quickly go through that. So in the main I am calling init or initialize, and in the initialize I am picking up this piece of information which I am highlighting. Now this information is essentially provided by XPay when you sign up as a merchant. So basically your token ID as well as your merchant ID and credentials and name and all that information which is shared with the merchant, that is provided over here. And then when we go below, what we are doing is that we are filling up all this in a particular class structure. All this information is filled up in a class structure, and then all we do is that this class structure is populated with the transaction details. So transaction details could be like quantity, price, product, everything like that. And then we are going to call set activity for result. Now when you call this particular API, which is only single API, then XPay payment native console or native UI will take over, and it will do the job of finding out whether the merchant is valid or not. Then second thing, it will go and check whether the user is correct or not, and then also have a one-time password based authentication to make sure that the user is the right user that is using the application or using the payments. And then after that the results will be returned back. So the callback will be used where once this is returned, we will get OK or cancel, meaning that OK if everything went fine. So that's where the control will be given back to the merchant application, or in terms of cancel in case something went wrong or the user deliberately cancelled the application. Yeah, so quite a straightforward code where we add the particular jar, basically the class files which are provided under the Android. Something very similar is available for iOS also, which is basically a .a file and also .header file, .h file, and this can be made available. Just for simplicity, I'm showing it in Android. And then these credentials will be passed from the system XPay to the particular merchant, and then all they have to do is just call one particular API for invoking the XPay payment page or payment plugin, and then after that you get the results as OK or cancel. Yeah, so very quickly we have shown you that how easy it is to use XPay payment option into your Android, and something very similar can be done for iOS also. Now next is the real device experience. So what I have over here is I'm streaming my Droid phone, my Android phone, and okay, so what I'm gonna do is that okay, can I go back? I want to close the app. I want to open it from the start. Should never keep it open. Oh. This one? Yeah, okay. That's my application. So this is the page. What you see over here is essentially the page from which the merchant would have made. So I'm just inputting the product. So let's say the product name is t-shirt. Yeah, and sorry, Yeah, okay. And then the brand is, let's say, okay, Lee, and then I'm just picking up something like, you know, M, and then I'm going ahead and putting up the quantity. So let's say I won't need 10 t-shirts, and I'm looking at the price, so let's say $100. So what we are showing over here is that just whatever is the page that we need. Yeah, so you can also specify the currency. Now this particular page, what you're seeing is what a merchant will make. So basically merchant will have control of their application, and they know what exactly is to be billed. Now when we click on the next, that's where we will go ahead and then this is the page. What is the number? Okay, you just got copy over there. Can you? No. Okay, that's the number of the card. So that means I am already using the XPAY mobile payment, and I am going in and entering my card number. Now this could be your mobile number, this could be your mobile banking number, this could be your you know, like a simplified number, something like that, which could be also entered here. So what we have taken is basically the card number, and then I'm going and I'm saying done, and then proceed. Then it's asking me for one-time password. So to keep the security, or I would say in a higher grade, we have used one-time password by default, but if needed it can be a password, or it can be a static image which can also be used over here. So we have quite a variety of you know, options available in terms of authentication. So I'm entering my one-time password which come on my email over here, 767402. Yeah, so that's the one-time password that I'm going to use for this particular transaction, and I say verify. Yeah, so this is the time when the whole transaction is being done, and you would see that the success, that means the transaction is successful, and $100, which is what we asked, is being deducted based on the transaction ID. Now when I click on go back to the merchant, it will take me back to the merchant's native application, and the control will be given back to the merchant with all the payment success or payment failure information which is provided back to the merchant. Yeah, so now I'm back into the merchant, and as you would see over here is that I have all the details over here. Yeah, so now I'm back. So this was a very quick demonstration of how mobile payment can be achieved with regards to using XPay